of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place we ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize, Creole and Garifuna.
Good morning, pleasant good morning to one and all. All right, so here we are now. We're gonna start from this man has leprosy. He's a leper. He's a famous man. He's an important man to his Lord, to his king. So when this little girl, you see, and it shows us that we too must spread the word of God. This young girl who was captured told them where they can get the help. So they decided that they're going to go and get the help for this man to be healed from his leprosy. So all of this is the background. So they leave, the king wrote a letter to the other king. The other king, when he got the letter, he was upset. He said, this man is asking me to go to war. How can I do this? Back in those days, no one healed leprosy. But he had the faith to go, believing that he's going to get help. But when he was told what to do, he did not like what he was told to do. You see, sometimes God tells us what to do, and instead of us believing and listening, we go and do our own thing, and that is where problem comes in. From verse 10 to verse 12, 2 Kings 5, from verse 10 to verse 12, it says, Elisha sent the messenger to say to him, because he had seen the prophet now, right? He had seen the prophet now. The prophet said, Elisha sent a messenger to say to him, go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be cleansed. But Naaman went away angry and said, I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, wave his hand over the spot and cure me of my leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than any of the waters of Israel? Couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed? So he turned and went off in a rage. He expected that when he got there, that the man of God would come out and then do some antics like he's used to, and then his skin would get clean. That's what he wanted. And then he was told to go and wash in the river Jordan. He's saying that the rivers from where he came from, they're cleaner than the river Jordan. And if it is cleansing his skin, then what better rivers than those rivers from where he came from? You see, sometimes when we are told what to do for God, we question God. We question God, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Because, of course, what the prophet is saying, he is not representing himself, he's representing God. And many a times, even when we pray, people doubt what God has said to them. People doubt. And that's a big problem. That's a big, big problem. Partial faith is just or worse than no faith. Because as I said before, this man had the faith to come and expect that he was going to be healed. He had that faith. He had that faith. And for some reason, these people believe in these false gods. And that helps them when they come across and meet our God. You know, they believe more than us. They have better belief system than us. The people who believe in all these false gods, whom they have been given sacrifices to, when they come and they meet our God, these people are so faithful, because they're used to going to these gods and asking these gods for things. We have distanced ourselves from our God. We don't have that kind of relationship with our God, even though our God is a loving God, unlike those gods that these people serve. These people serve gods that just take from them all the time, and gods who can't do anything, false God. So here we are with this man with partial faith, if I may say. He believed that he could have stayed at home if it was to wash in a river. He could have stayed at home and he could have gotten a better result by washing in the rivers where he came from. It says, verse 13 says, Naaman's servant went to him and said, My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great things, would you not have done it? How much more then when he tells you, wash and be cleansed? So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him. And his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy. You see? It shows us too sometimes when people are struggling with things, that there has to be somebody who comes and assists and speak. And that's the job that we have sometimes, to go encourage somebody. Each person in the body of Christ has a responsibility to play. So we see where this man has an encourager, somebody who told him, man, you should just go and wash yourself, man. That's what the prophet told you. If you are told to do something else, you would have done it. Go and wash yourself. When he obeyed, and it shows us that obedience, because when he obeyed, it said that his skin became clean like that of a young baby. So here he is now, another man is now, who is displaying first doubt. And you will see that afterwards, if we continue reading the story, that this man recognized that God is God. So many of us who live in this part of the world, this side of the world, we say we believe in God, but we have never given God a chance. People don't believe that our God is able to heal. From their mouth they say it, but they don't believe. And this man showed, if that other man wasn't there, the servant wasn't there to encourage Naaman to follow what the prophet said, he more than likely would not have gotten his healing. Ladies and gentlemen, when we read the word of God, we are to follow, we are to listen, we are to read with an open mind, to obey God. Because half obedience is worse than not obeying. We are not supposed to try to do things our own way. We're supposed to do things the way God does it.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
B-Box offers Benny's customers the opportunity to earn points on their purchases at any Benny's locations or its entities, such as Best Manufacturing, Benquip, Island Freight Forwarders, Benny's Contractor and Lumberyard, and B-Mart. To learn more, visit our website at www.bbox.bz. Remember, loyalty is always rewarding with B-Box. Brought to you by Benny's, quality and savings.
Japan and Belize have a very friendly relationship since years. Belize is not so big country, however, the very attractive country. And for Japanese, I think as a tourist destination, it can have also great possibility.
We have a relationship that spans more than 40 years, a little after we became independent. And we have formed a very strong relationship, one of mutual respect and support. You know that we do recognize that Japan is a country with thousands of years of history and that they are so technologically advanced. And what we admire so much about Japan is that they're prepared to share. And because of that, we've managed to develop this relationship.
The Japanese have been good to us, we've been good to the Japanese, and we can learn a lot from them, they can learn some from us. But it's just building this worldly community for everybody to live in peace and harmony.
With the JICA volunteers, for instance, many of them come to Belize to volunteer, and they volunteer in the most inaccessible areas, in the villages, and they become a part of the community. They assimilate into the community. And today we have Masaki, a former volunteer who is with us with the Belize delegation, and they feel that they become a part of Belize. And we're grateful to Japan for doing that.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only 2 national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only 2 persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, Heroes Legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Hello Bemapan, welcome back to the second segment in this series of the Trade License Act 2024. I'm Councillor Chris Enriquez, and today we'll be discussing your business productive footprint and how it impacts your trade license fee. Let's break it down. Your business's productive footprint is the square footage of the area where your operations are conducted. It excludes common spaces such as agricultural lands, lobbies, restrooms, stairways, parking lots, storerooms, and shared hallways, unless they are used for profit. Your business falls under an economic classification based on your business type. This classification, as well as your zone, will further determine the rate applied to your business.
Hi, I'm Lauren Milton. I'm the Evaluation Manager here at the Bemapan City Council. I know a lot of people keep wondering what we're measuring when we visit their business. So let's take a closer look at what productive footprint looks like for the different types of businesses. As you can see, we measure the area used for business purposes only. This includes retail space, dining areas, or workspaces. For example, here's how the productive footprint is calculated for a coffee shop, a supermarket, and an office space, specifically an accounting firm. Let's take a coffee shop for instance. Here we see the kitchen, the bar, and the dining areas as productive space. What's noteworthy here is that a restaurant and an ice cream parlor has similar productive space as a coffee shop. Next, we have a supermarket. For this business, we measure the entire retail floor, including aisles, checkout counters, and display areas. The storerooms and employee break areas are excluded since they are not used to generate direct sales. Lastly, we look at an accounting firm office. The productive footprint here includes the client reception, conference rooms, and workspaces where the business's services are provided. Excluded are areas like break rooms, restrooms, kitchen, and non-operational storage. As you can see, productive footprint is the usable square footage where your business is conducted. This excludes common areas like lobbies, restrooms, and parking spaces, except in cases where these areas are used for profit. Remember, productive footprint looks different for different businesses, so be sure to accurately measure your premise to ensure your fees reflect your footprint. It is important to note that Schedule 8 of the Trade Licensing Act sets fixed trade license fees for specific classifications such as traveling professionals and auto dealers.
Knowing your economic classification and accurately measuring your productive footprint isn't the only factor in your trade license process. You must also consider that there are 4 municipal zones and that your business is located in one of them. Each zone has a different guideline that will affect the rate applied to your trade license fee. As a reminder, the new Trade License Act takes effect on January 1st, 2025. Businesses without a trade license by then are subject to penalties and fees. So we encourage everyone to apply early before the deadline, December 31st, 2024. Stay tuned to our next segment where we will answer your key questions. Thank you for watching, and let's build a prosperous Belmopan together.
Plex Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Plex combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Plex can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Plex Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.plexhomebuilders.com. Plex Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
This 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, Your Belize City Council has taken early and decisive action to help mitigate the impacts of flooding. While our works and sanitation teams have long been preparing, this year we expanded our efforts through the CIMO Flood Mitigation Cleanup Campaign, allowing us to simultaneously target 6 flood-prone zones with enhanced coordination and additional manpower. This effort included clearing drains, removing debris, flushing critical points with vacuum trucks, and raising awareness on both sanitation and disaster preparedness in the Freetown Road, Queen Street, Dean Street, King Street, Berkeley Street, and Pound Yard areas.
Most of Belize City lies at or below sea level, which means that flooding is not always avoidable. But with the right planning and participation, its impact can be reduced.
While our efforts have prioritized these high-risk zones, we want to reassure residents that drainage works are also being carried out across other parts of the city as part of our ongoing maintenance plan.
We understand the risks that come with every hurricane season. That's why we've taken a proactive approach, investing in real underground work to keep our residents safe. This is more than a seasonal response. It's part of our broader flood mitigation and disaster readiness strategy. Because building a safe, resilient city is a year-round commitment.
Our approach is targeted. We have mapped high-risk areas and are clearing them systematically. This isn't just storm prep, it's essential city maintenance.
We've seen the damage that flooding can cause. We've seen that preparation matters. When both residents and council do their part, we make Belize City better prepared for whatever the season brings.
Beyond infrastructure, this is a call to civic responsibility. We're encouraging residents to work with us.
I know that the rainy season is about to come, and whenever it rains, this whole area, the water stuck and stay here because the drain clog, and all the water need is a little path for it to run to find a way out.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys.
As it is a beautiful Tuesday morning in the nation of Belize. I am Louis Wade. Thank you so very much for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We are live, and whatever method you are watching us with, thank you. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday morning. Kerm Timbrell joins me. He's not with me as yet, but he's going to be here. He's on the way. So I am here to jumpstart the program. And I will start by giving the weather report. You know that there is a large storm. There's been a large storm out in the Caribbean, or I should say in the Atlantic Ocean. It's not anywhere close to Belize or doing any threats. But it's the first time one of a hurricane so powerful in August. It's a category 5. It developed pretty fast, but thank God it does not pose any threat to Belize. Meanwhile, the general situation calls for fair, warm, and mostly dry conditions to prevail. We can expect sunny with a few cloudy spells today and cloudy skies at times tonight. Showers and thunderstorms will be isolated and mainly over the Maya Mountains this afternoon. Then there will be a few more showers developing inland and in the southern areas tonight. Temperatures, oh my, 96 degrees in Belmopan and surrounding inland areas. 73 will be the low on the coast. It will be 90 degrees. It's going to be a warm day with 77 as the low, and in the hills 80 degrees Fahrenheit will be the highs with 68 as the low. Wind conditions the winds will be blowing from light to variable with sea state calm with waves 1 to 3 feet. And the outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for fair, warm, and mostly dry conditions to prevail. And that is your weather report for today. So this morning we're going to talk a little bit about some of the conversations that are happening in the country. I decided over the weekend that I was going to write a short post on Trend Maya just to say that I support it. I sat with my son. My son is back from Panama. He was there on more journalism training. My son, he almost already traveled as much to different parts of the world as I have traveled. He's been in Central America, down to Panama. I don't think he has hit most of the Caribbean as yet, but he's been to the United States several times. He's been over in Japan. He's been to Africa. And I give God thanks that my son is following in my footsteps. I think the man won't get into politics, Kerm, but enough for another day on my son that bears my name. But I was talking to him over the weekend, and I tell him, listen, in Belize, you need to learn to be positive, because there's a lot of negativity in the country. There are people who you would think that they're experts to tell you how wrong things can go, instead of seeing the potential. I mean, even when we discuss drugs here, it's because of we have a positive outlook on people. We believe that they can live a good life without alcohol and drugs, that pulls them down from getting their full potential. The issues that we discuss is because we want to see people and our nation in full potential. And I am not afraid to say that we are pro-development. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a capitalist. I think I've said that on numerous occasions. We believe that you see the potential in a thing, you invest in it, and those who take risk will be rewarded. Even if you have problems in your business, problems are good because you will find solutions over time, and this is the Dominion mandate, if I could say that, and I'm going to introduce Kerm in a minute. But you know what God told us in the Garden of Eden? Number 1, be fruitful. Number 2, multiply. Number 3, subdue the earth. And number 4, to fill it, to fill the earth. And so there is no greater stamp of approval for us to go into the world. Even Jesus said, occupy until I return. And this is what the entire Western world and Western civilization is built upon. And so I sat my son down and I said, listen, people in Belize are very negative. Be positive. Yeah. See the potential in your nation and things, and push for development. We are pro-development. And so I decided to write. I wrote just a short thing to say I support Trend Maya. And then I had to go to Belize City for a meeting with one of our lawyers. And when I reached Belize City, Paul Lopez said, boy, I'm doing a story right now on Trend Maya. And he said, would you like to do an interview? And I sat for that interview. And I'm reading the comments of those interviews, and I just shake my head. But I think my very simple post, has over 600 likes already within a few hours' time. So people want Trend Maya, but there are people who don't want it. So those are our conversations for this morning. Kerm, good morning, yes, and good to have you with me. And I like to talk by myself, and I love to bounce ideas off somebody who could respond. Either kick, lick. Good morning.
Morning. Good to be here. I too support the Trend Maya, Louis. I remember a friend of mine. No, it wasn't a friend. It was a business colleague. He was coming from the States, and he's from Europe, but he was working in the U.S. and he needed to extend his work permit. It's easier to do that in Belize. Thank goodness. So he came here to do it. But before he came, the company called and asked if I could help facilitate him. And they were looking at ways how they could travel around the country. And he asked if we had trains.
Exactly. The first question that they will ask, if you want to enjoy a short you want to enjoy a short trip, but get good enough time to see everything.
That's right. Or if not, then we have good buses. I scratch my head.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't like small planes.
There you go.
I had to put them on a small plane.
Yeah, of course.
We didn't have any train. Yeah. And there's a different world out there.
Absolutely.
Than where we live.
Kerm, how is it, Kerm, that these guys can travel and come back and lie to the Belizean people.
Yeah.
These people, some of them politicians, some of them are environmentalist scientists and so on. How can they travel and come back and want to keep Belize in a down and depressed and a backward thing? That is the question I think that needs to be answered, because many of these people are exposed. They're exposed. They've been around the world, Kerm. You and I have traveled. We see the world, Kerm, and we see the rapid pace at which the world is developing. And those people want to come to Belize and keep Belize back.
That's right. To me, it's the modern day slavery.
Yeah.
And Don Hector called in the other day and talked about that thing, and it's the modern day colonization. It's the concept of even what the Brits did to us. Because when you look at their existence in Belize, you didn't see much development. Even though they came from a nation that was so developed, they could have done a lot more development for this country. But obviously that wasn't the purpose. And so it makes you really wonder. But I think, Louis, it's because of the fact that people want to control. It's like, this is my kingdom, and if I can keep you ignorant, then I will be the king, and I can get to go out there and enjoy the nice things, but then you will stay dependent on me.
Yes.
You will stay, because if the Belizean people are educated enough and exposed enough, they will demand more. Right? Because naturally when you see good things, they say, but how come? I remember when I went to the first time to our headquarters for the Global Leadership Summit, and one of these times you have to accompany us. Louis, I cried when I went into the venue. Man, I see our I see stuff that come out of the ceiling, like where they are project pan out of the floor. Our stage alone is a awe and a wonder and a glory. When you look at that stage alone, it awes you. You go like, oh my gosh, like what? Like where are we at in Belize, and so I've even recently I was thinking about. We went to Chicago, and we went downtown, and it's a tourist attraction.
Of course.
Downtown Chicago.
Yes.
We did the architecture tour. I don't know if you've done that.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you have to do it.
But downtown, many cities is built to be a tourism.
You need to do the architectural tour. It's a boat ride. You go on the boat. This is downtown,
Chicago.
And I'm telling you, those tour guides, I can't understand.
They're excellent, Nacho.
How can this guy remember so much things?
Yes.
All those buildings, and I'm telling you the rich history.
Yes.
You go like, oh my gosh, and then I thought to myself, we bring tourists to Belize, and I know we have a beautiful country, but some of them tourists scratching and say, really, what I can see.
Yeah.
Why have we not taken monies and developed a tourism area? A package like you, Louis, the natural river in Chicago.
I start you.
Yes, because the natural river. They take one boat, put it there, and use the history of the buildings. We paid, must have been about 40, 50 US for the tour per person.
Exactly.
It was 8 of us. I mean, these boats are full, Trust me, I mean, you got to book your ticket, and beautiful tour. The tour lasts an hour and a half, and it was done. And I'm just thinking about the returns, the business opportunities for these people who are doing tour, just from the fact that they're able to put some things in place.
They created
opportunity for the economy to move.
Out of nothing. They create jobs. And
what have we created, Louis?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you've been to the Strip in Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you've been inside the Venetian.
The UK, really?
The Venetian Hotel. My gosh. These guys built this channel.
Venice.
From Venice. My gosh, and I'm like, this is brilliant. Where are we at? Where are we at? Like
in Ireland.
Man, Louis.
In Ireland, there is a cave. And they put in the entrance of the cave, right? You have to pay to go in. Of course, right? And you have to pay good money to go. And right at the entrance of the cave, though, is the gift shop.
No way.
In the cave is a gift shop. Beautiful. So you see some of the stalactites and stalagmites, and then you start in there. So you don't spend money.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and then it ends in there so that you could buy again as you're coming out. And then they have footpath in the cave to make sure you not drop down, you nobody not get hurt, whatever it is, whatever. And I sat there and I said, Belize would never do this. Would never. We are too petty.
Yeah.
We have small mind.
Yeah.
The environmentalists will start to jump in and talk about the cave in its natural. They don't understand that the cave is there for human beings to enjoy, to serve us, and that we need to make the entrance of the cave attractive so that the people just want to climb over rock. You have people who want to see the rock, but then they walk through it on solid ground because you have people who have different health issues and so on, but they want to see the cave too. So we preserve enough of the natural elements of the cave, but we create small engineering interference so that people can enjoy the cave. Belize want everything in a natural habitat. Natural. No, it's a combination where you don't damage the ecosystem, but people are able to enjoy the ecosystem, and you create and you create revenue. And so that is the partnership of engineering and the environment working together to create sustainable development and create jobs and to move us. And I looked at it and I said, what a sad thing. Belize would never allow this. Even though we have thousands of caves across the country, you could take one good one and develop it into a place where people can go, including in wheelchair and so on.
Maybe that's why I mean nice and push them down when they go teach their luck.
Exactly. Because they are seeing the resource and they are turning the resource into money. So if we don't do it the right way, somebody will go and do it the wrong way because they are seeing the resource.
Of course, then
they're seeing the resource, so they pilfer. And we do stand up against pilfering of our natural resources. But if you leave it there pristine and untouched, that's why the Guatemalan cattle people, they come in. Because they can see the money, they can see the opportunity. So, so it's not about just preserving. It's about developing the resource. And I stand firmly on it. And that's why when Paul called me and said, I will do the interview, I don't care.
Of course.
I don't care because nobody paid me for my ideas. I got my own ideas and I got my own way of thinking, and I can defend my thinking, Kerm.
No, see on the site. So last GLS, one of our directors came in. You would have remembered, you met him. So it was the first time in Belize. So I'm taking the man around. He wants to see the country. He's from Dominican Republic. And the man said to me, no, he never said to me, my sister-in-law is from DR. She's a doctor, right? She lives here. They are talking in Spanish. So she asked him, what is his waiting perspective? And this is what he said. I understand a little bit of Spanish. He says it reminds me of what DR was like in the 70s.
Exactly.
In the 70s.
Exactly. Kerm, I born in the 70s.
Right.
I Belize still look.
Exactly.
I'm 55 now, my boy.
Yeah.
And Belize still look in the 70s, my
exactly.
boy. That's the truth. The person is not lying.
It's not lying.
The person is not lying.
Not lying.
I could go to an average.
Yeah.
If I get in trouble for this, I could go to an average cathedral in Europe and they look better than St. John's Cathedral, which is what we take our tourists to.
Exactly. We don't know where we're taking people and they're left thinking, are these people crazy?
Why?
You know how I know? Listen, I tell my wife this, right?
Why?
We were in the United States. I tell her, I will show you something. Turn on the Christian radio station. Turn on, listen to this record. So the people are talking, they just came back from bringing their students. Summer, they bring a lot of these students on outreach. And so they're having a discussion, and the lady said, they said that's why. They said we're grateful that we take our students to these countries so that they can see how good they have it in America. Look how underdeveloped these nations are. Yeah. Look how these places look. Yeah. And so I tell you, because it's some of it we have to. Sometimes people have to shame into better. People have to. It's a constructive criticism if we can receive it, and we should be able to receive these things and say, what do I need to change?
Belizeans are not at a point where they are willing to receive
well,
criticism.
we will have to keep saying it, and I know I not stop.
I know to stop either.
You sure you not stop this?
And okay.
I
don't tell me, son, this is one of your job. this is going to be one of your job.
You can vex if you want, but I not stop.
Exactly.
You cannot stop me from saying that.
We've been there and we've seen
exactly.
it. We've experienced it. At this point. And we long to see it in our nation. Course. Right? Now, here's another one too. People will come live here from other places and want to keep we back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're on Facebook.
Yeah.
They've come from other places because then they look for jungle for living.
Well, we have jungle. They
go like a jungle, but we got parts of the country where we want to turn into a modern metropolis.
Of course.
Right? So go back, so.
Yeah.
Other people will come from other places. Yeah. We want to know how advanced the other places, but because you want to live the bush, you want to keep the whole of Belize as bush. Yeah. Go back, so.
We got places people who want to live the bush.
We are all, and we will always have our bush places, but we also want our development places too.
When Mr. Chanona was the mayor of the city, I remember one day he picked me up because I was going with him to his farm. I watched him. He got on the radio. He was using the radio, driving around, and the man see where there was some areas that never cut right and dirt. And the man grabbed the radio and the man called off and said, no, we have to continue to teach these people about the importance of civic pride.
Exactly.
Civic pride.
But I tell you, Mr. Chanona, one of my mentors, my brother, I tell you, that man has taught me a lot about leadership and so on. Anthony Chanona.
When you look at George Price,
same
thing, way back. I mean, it's about it's toxin in our mind. Keep the place clean.
They can travel to other places and the place is clean. Clean, crystal clean.
That's right.
You know? Why? But we could talk about Trend Maya.
Yeah. Well, similar to that, I mean, Trend Maya.
It was Trend Maya because it's development. It's development. But I want to get more specific.
Alright, get more specific.
I get more specific because Yucatan is the poorer part of Mexico.
Yeah.
And so, yes, there's Cancun, and yes, there's Merida. Merida has a million people. I think it's over 1 million people in Merida.
Yeah,
Belizeans, when Belizeans need real medical intervention, they have to go all the way to Merida, because it's not in Belize.
Yeah.
It's in Merida. And Merida is the more advanced city for Mexicans in the United States, in Mexico. Because remember that Cancun is made for tourists.
Yeah.
It's not made for the Mexican per se.
Yeah.
But I've said it already on this show that Mexican in Cancun live better than Belizeans in San Pedro.
Yeah.
Because in Cancun, they separate the tourism zone from the regular people zone so that the regular people do not experience the expensive life of living in Cancun. Right. So there are two Cancuns. Yeah. There is Cancun, the tourism strip, and then there is Cancun where you can go now as a Cancun resident and you can work in the strip, but you come home and you spend your pesos buying at the same prices that everybody else in Mexico enjoys. So Mexico has taken its Cancun and developed a tourist product that all of us go to enjoy, but the Mexican can work there, go back home in Cancun and live a normal life. Yeah. In San Pedro, you are subject to all of the prices, even if you are that's why so many San Pedranos still live in a house with a plywood, because you are subjected to the same prices. They pay rent by the week. in San Pedro. Just like how the tourists pay for the week and for the night, you're practically paying that. So there are many things that Mexico has gotten right. I'm not saying that they don't have things wrong. They have many wrong things, but they got that. So what happened? They took the Tren Maya and they linked all of these. So their main train system, which leads to Mexico City whatsoever, linked through Merida as the hub, push it through to Cancun, Tulum. You go to Mahawal. Just a few years ago, Mahawal was a little piece of nothing. Go back to Mahawal right now, and you will see that Mahawal is now a tourist destination. Tulum and they were first the bigger ones. Now you're literally seeing the money flowing south from Cancun. Bigger resorts going south all the way through to Bacalar and Chetumal. What's next? It's us.
That's right.
It's us. So because the money funnel is already there, you go and take your helicopter, you put it there. So to the why invent something new? I want to say this: Belizeans cannot afford a train for the next 50, maybe 100 years. Cannot afford it. So uno one where they talk about Belize can't afford Tren Maya. You're absolutely right. That's why we need Tren Maya, because it's not we that will build it. It is going to be attached to the money and the infrastructure that already exists. That is how a country like Belize gets a train, not by developing its own train system. It's impossible. We get it by attaching ourselves to a pre-existing structure where the bulk of the finances has already been invested. And so it's easier for them to do just a small extension and get more money, and it's easier for us to just accept the little extension and become a part of something big. Currently, we have the opportunity to either play a big part in something small or a small part in something big, and why is it that we always choose the wrong one? We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity.
It's about agenda because...
So maybe our government and our people will have to put in a small amount of investment, but it's going to be nothing compared to the investment that already exists and the potential for the financial benefits and development to take place.
This is when I hear about that Tren Maya, what the first thought crossed my mind? Boy, maybe this is going to create an opportunity for me to catch that train with my family and go south. Panama, all these countries, you could travel now. Exactly. And we'll visit, you could even go north. Right now we can use it from Chetumal. Opportunities. Exactly. And when you have more opportunities, prices fall because now the airline have to tighten up because now you can catch the train. Exactly. You understand? Exactly. It creates competition in the market. So there's opportunities for us, and to me, I think it make me feel proud to say, I got train now. I got train in my country. You understand?
No transportation has the inclusion of new forms of transportation have never knocked out the old. The bicycle is still here. And then we invented the motorcycle. The bicycle and the motorcycle are still here. We invented the car. We went to a bus. The car is still here. We don't understand development. I saw a big teacher, I just don't want to call the name. And this person used to train engineers. And I watch the comments with this person to make. And I said, man, I can't even believe you used to train people. Like we had you to train people.
Maybe that's why.
Because your mind is too small.
That's not the problem.
Yes.
We have the wrong trainers.
We have the wrong trainers. Their mind is so small. 1 minute, the bus. So after the bus, you look at the train. The train has not outplaced the bus. Everything have to reshift. And the prices shift and the design shift. And then the bus have to come up.
Yeah.
You have to innovate.
That's right, and that's what it is.
It's innovation. So it doesn't lock you out. Even Nokia, they come back because the folding phone has come back in a more modern way.
They have to.
So Nokia is coming back with their own flip phone again because they've been the flip phone people.
Yeah.
They were out of cell phone for a while, but now that they have invented the screen that can fold, Nokia is coming back. And so it is so important for Belizeans to understand that your economy, the way God make things, is that there is space for more. So television never knocked out radio, radio never knocked out print, internet has still not knocked out television. So there are these prophetic people who think that one will knock out the other. No, but you have to innovate.
Even if you knock it out, what's the problem with that?
Exactly.
What's the problem?
Exactly. You see, so I see them say, oh, well, the taxi man, oh, well, the tour guide. Oh, we can major in negativity.
We have to find how we can fit in and get our portion out of the market share. But you know, Louis?
Yes.
We have a training, right? Look, interestingly, you brought up Nokia. This guy, Rasmus Ankerson, he's one of our faculty members in the GLS. And man doing powerful training. Here what he talks about. The dangers of success, you know what? You know what he touch? And tell after I tell what you do, right? Man gone and they research all of the top track teams that goes to the Olympics. Who are the best ones? And not just 1 year, but year after year after year. Which countries are producing the fastest and the best track athletes? Ethiopia, Kona Jamaica. Man can research the Jamaican team. Ghana, the US. You know the US? Kona Jamaica, Usain Bolt on the team. So the man Ghana, Usain Bolt track. When the man look on the track, man say, wait, is this a track? Man say, lone old iron, man say, like my broke down place. When he remember he going to research American air conditioned gym, the man say, wait a minute. You know what catching by in America? You know why they lose now? Because they became comfortable. They failed to continue to grow. And in that same presentation, he used Nokia and he used Apple. Who produced the first cell phone?
Nokia.
It was Nokia. Yeah. You know what? Billions of dollars they lost because they refused to innovate. Yeah. Who is number one today? Yeah. Apple. You know what? Billions of dollars they talk about is involved. Now Nokia they tried to make their way back in the industry when they were the pioneers of this thing.
They were the first.
They could have still be in that leadership role, which may have create great returns for them. But because of their refusal to innovate with the times, they fell behind. Apple captured the idea. What? You know what? We can take this phone and we can make one powerful machine out of this one and have apps. Then start introduce apps and all kind of thing. Listen, you know what your Apple phone today? Sorry for any people buying in a Belize, I got about $2,000-3,000.
In Belize.
But he was talking about the dangers of success being comfort. When you are comfortable, you want to hold on to what you have. That old way of doing things. But you're not innovating.
Yeah.
You're not moving forward.
When I went to Taiwan, Taiwan is more advanced than the United States.
See what I mean?
Japan. I haven't been to Japan. LJ has been to Japan. Japan, they're far ahead of the United States. United States infrastructure has fallen behind. United States now have a bullet train.
Yeah.
All of America's train are like standard speed and so on.
Yeah.
When I went to Taiwan, I got on the bullet train.
Yeah.
Right. Everything a blur. Yeah. Everything is a blur. Beautiful, very nice. And so there is comfort that sets in. And sometimes it takes somebody from the outside to come in and to wake you up out of that comfort.
It's lumber.
You know, like if you in a house where smell bad, you know I smell it.
Yeah.
Because you become accustomed to the smell. And that is why you need visitors. Yeah. Somebody who is a good friend and will say, yes, somebody will tell you, hey, you know, you have to open up the windows, open these windows because of the smell, I smell something. And it might be insulting at first, you might feel shame or whatever it is. But you know what? If you take heed to that advice, you open up your windows, you're ready to, the place is going to smell different. I just use that as an example. So here is it now. Then people, at least they're advanced and they get comfortable.
Yeah.
We not get advanced yet.
That's right.
And we don't comfortable. So this is a problem. And I'm willing to have the conversation with anybody, as I say, with the environmentalists, with the engineers, everything. Because they ask the question, well, what about the environment? What about the environment is my answer. What about the environment?
Let's be responsible. You know that's why Donald Trump became so popular?
Yeah, exactly.
Because Donald Trump said 4 words. 4 words that you just cited. Make America great again.
Great.
When he spoke those words, the words resonated with the American people.
And
know
it's
why?
still resonating.
Because when they go to Dubai.
Exactly. Look at Dubai.
When they go to Dubai and they sit for their airport and they sit for their country, they realize, wait a minute. But how we say we the lead and we look so.
Exactly.
So Donald Trump came and said, we need to make America great again. And the people say, the true can when we make a visit, we start feel like we only think we think we're great. But we fall behind.
Yeah, falling behind.
Louis, when you look at Belize, Louis, right?
Absolutely.
We can't even win a football game, right? We can't win a basketball game. Thank God everybody knows this is
I want to add something because you notice we win when with the children.
Yeah.
So when the children volleyball, the children basketball, the children this, we go out, we win.
Yeah.
But as soon as we reach another person level, those same children that we were beating, that we were clearly then naturally better, skilled better back then, when we come back as adults, they have gone way past us.
That's right.
Because it's not talent, it's the training.
Training.
We always get the goal at the younger ages, but they fly past us.
Because we not understand that we're part of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Years ago they introduced the concept of the global community, globalization. It should have enlightened us that the standard to win has changed. You see, depending on the stage where you go, right? The demand for leadership is greater.
Yeah.
The demand for higher level of training is greater. Based on the size of stage.
Kerm.
Right?
Panama have more skyscrapers than Miami.
Yes, sir.
When I read the
sir.
statistics, number 1 is New York in this side of the world. Number 1 is New York. Number 2 is Chicago. Number 3 is Panama City. Then number 4 is Miami. It jumped back to the United States. And Belize made a bottom with Haiti and Guyana.
But we ain't got one skyscraper.
We not got one. For we tallest building is still Shonantunich. I keep saying it. Our tallest structure is still Shonantunich.
Well, we're behind, Louis.
Why? We don't look good.
We're the ICH behind.
And then you got people with the whole way back, where they keep it back. That's the problem.
Way behind.
That's the problem.
Way behind.
So you take a look at the fact that we were behind with like the lone Guyana, Belize, Haiti, and no Guyana gone left because they find oil.
How Jamaica we compared?
Jamaica is far.
Do you know when they see us in the Caribbean? Have I ever shared it to the Jamaicans and say?
No.
Nah, man, it's really like we're way behind. They tell you that.
Yes.
Belize, man, we're way behind, man. We're way behind. Jamaica.
Like you actually got people in the Belize where we block the train.
Yeah.
They block a train.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Block a train.
That's a serious
that
level.
want to come into your country, which I can't believe it. That's the problem I have. And then you want to talk about the fish and the manatee and the this and the that. Manatee know how to swim around pillar. Fish know how to swim. Fish will take the pillars that you put in the water and will create a new environment out of it. Fishes can adapt. The question is whether you as a human can adapt, which is the crown of God's creation. Fish are not the problem. Manatee are not the problem. We are the problem. The human beings are the problem. And that's why I said on the interview. Maybe we can. Do we have time? Can we play the clip? Is the clip cute or let's play the clip.
We're way behind, not behind. Be too nice. My goodness, look for that thing, Louis. I don't want to ride in at that.
It's done. stretching almost 1,000 miles across the Yucatan Peninsula. This modern railway promises to supercharge tourism and open up new economic opportunities. And now Belize might just be next. Talks are underway to explore expanding the railway into our backyard, sparking excitement and a few questions about what that could mean for the country.
The idea with Tren Maya is that it will follow the highway. It will go through our highways as opposed to going through the... But we're just in initial stages, so let's not get ahead of our time or ahead of us.
On Friday, Prime Minister John Briceño was in Mexico for a meeting with President Claudia Sheinbaum. There's still no official word on what was discussed about expanding Tren Maya into Belize. But Church Senator Louis Wade is already backing the idea.
So now that Tren Maya is a brilliant economic idea because it connects Merida, it connects it with Cancun, Tulum, all the way down through to Chetumal, our neighbor. The next logical step is Belize. And so when the discussions started, I became very excited. Wherever the train needs to go, if it's San Pedro, if it's mainland, whatever it is, we need the train, and I have to become an advocate to say we need this kind of development in Belize. Mexico is able to get European as well as American tourists. Tourists from all over the world go to Mexico, and in particular Cancun, which is so very close to us. Why can't they come to Belize?
At the same time, there's growing chatter about China's possible role in funding the Tren Maya project. Earlier this year, a group of U.S. congressmen drew attention, suggesting China might be bankrolling the railway and even calling President Trump to investigate. Their concern is about potential Chinese influence creeping into the Yucatan Peninsula. Well, in a March 2025 press conference, President Sheinbaum stepped in to clear the air.
El recurso con el que se hizo el Tren Maya es público.
The resources used to build the Tren Maya are public. You can see it in the public accounts reports. Everything invested in the Tren Maya is public. The resources from the riverbed and the Mexicans who paid taxes. And that was returned to build the Tren Maya. So there is no Chinese financing. If any company had a fund at some point that was involved, well, that has nothing to do with the financing of the Tren Maya.
Interestingly, one of the companies tapped to kick off the Tren Maya project was China Communications Construction Company, a major Chinese firm that landed a contract to build the early phases. And President Sheinbaum maintains that this is as far as their influence extends. But even if China was funding the project, Prime Minister Briceño says, so what?
Well, if the Americans are prepared to put in the money, they're welcome to do so.
They told Mexico they were when Trump was in 2019, but obviously this whole thing got ahead.
I'll repeat, if they're prepared to put in the money, we'll be happy to get the assistance.
Can you say how this will impact the Taiwan commitment, the commitments you have or Belize has with Taiwan?
Which commitment?
With the influence of China?
No, absolutely nothing. We are very, very strong supporters of Taiwan.
Most of the tall buildings in Belize are Chinese owned. So we're not looking at the future or the potential footprint of China in Belize through Tren Maya. China is already here. Secondly, I am a full supporter of Taiwan, 100%. Riding Tren Maya or supporting Tren Maya has nothing to do with China and its political aspirations.
When asked about the potential impact to Belize's environment, Prime Minister John Briceño explained that the railway would run along Belize's highway, suggesting that the environmental impact will be minimal. PM Briceño says talks are still in the early stages, but Senator Wade believes Belize has the brain power to tackle any environmental concerns.
That is exactly what it is. It is fair, and it is fair mongering, because the train, it uses only a fraction of the pathway in order to move or to build from point A to point B. A little gazelle or a deer or whatever animal you're trying to protect, birds, they can just fly right over, jump right over the rails and move on. It is engineering can solve any problem. We can create little areas under the rails, etc., where these animals can continue to flow to ensure that we have these corridors. We have engineers in this country who can engineer around any problem, be it manatee, be it mangroves, be it fish, be it animal, be it the reef. We don't only have environmentalists in this country. We have engineers too.
Right now, it's all just talk. No official commitments have been made between Belize and Mexico on the project. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea.
Exactly. Because Belize lacks the ability to tap into the European market. So we've tapped into the American market. America is very close. But Mexico has been able to tap into both American and European market.
Of course.
And so
you have to put the right things in place.
The link,
like
exactly.
The other day you talk about, just namely talk about Cancun. When you go to Cancun, just me that strip there, you go there, that is a place that has been properly designed.
Properly.
It's built for comfort. It's built for satisfaction.
Yeah.
You go, you want to tip somebody because you say this service is awesome. This is well put together. This is well packaged. This is well designed. Even the bus system. You go every couple minutes, 5-7 minutes on a bus to come. You go out of town, downtown, on the strip. I'm like, wow. The hotels, the environment, it's built for you to go and have a good time. And so people want to go to places like those.
Yeah.
You know, but if
Las Vegas too, so Las Vegas is built.
The strip alone.
The strip. On the strip.
Man.
You don't even have to walk the street. You can go from casino to casino. All of the casinos are linked one to the other, where you could just keep moving and you just walk one to the next.
Right.
You think Belize will connect one business to the next business? So
we're way behind, man. There's no innovation, and people see that it's a reflection. To me, this is what I know, like, right? It's a reflection of who we are as a people. Like, people have the right to call us way behind. They have the right.
Yeah.
We're not moving forward.
Right.
And the pace that we're moving is so slow. Las Vegas, it creates so much economic activity. People go there because it's, I mean, not just for gambling, but other things too.
Yeah, but of course, you see,
it's beautiful.
That's the same thing. Like gambling is the main way that they generate their income. You and I have been there. You've been there probably more than I have. I think I've only been to Las Vegas like twice. I've never put money in a slot machine. I'm not there. I'm not there for the gambling. But because they have a mainstay, which is gambling, all these other things can be built around it. So the convention hotels and the convention centers and the displays,
all the shows that they do.
The shows that they do. So you have these secondary renter, and then of course there are buffets and so on. And then because the buildings are beautiful, then you have people who want to go for the buildings. They go for the so all of these other things develop around it, and so you don't have to go to Las Vegas anymore for gambling. You can go for any for such a wide variety of different things. So Belize needs to up its game. It's not enough to just to show people birds and bees and the walk and the
Louis,
pipe.
That's America. Boy. You drive on the freeway or upon the access way there, and you see the deer in line up.
Exactly.
Then we feel good when we show one tourist and deer. Then people think we crazy.
Exactly.
Sorry for saying that, but
like,
true.
These Belizean apologists and backway pushers are
no. We have a product. We don't have a product.
We don't have a product.
Don't have a product. We don't have a product. Where is the product?
Why?
People got build product and ask me if we correct or wrong.
Why?
I watch I've been watching some of the pictures.
Why? They don't like this show. They don't like this show.
Well, sorry guys. Sorry. Remember we trained from GLS.
And we've seen the product.
And that's what we
see
teach.
The product all over.
Then are the concepts we teach.
See the product all over.
Right? When President Trump met with Vladimir Putin, what did he show him? Right? You see when the aircraft fly overhead?
It makes sure they got B-52.
All right, good. That's not like the one that Russia have.
Why?
They show technology and innovation and who run the skies. Because they have to keep innovating and growing and researching. And people, I always say this, Louis, right? People don't celebrate you for nothing.
Yeah.
People are celebrate you because you are worthy to be celebrated. You put in the work. When I go into some of the buildings of Las Vegas and I look, I say, man, these architects are thinking way outside of the box. You look at the designs, you go like, wow. You know, and this is one of the things I learned through our summit, that people come, and you know the work we put in, Louis, a lot of work, right? Yeah. We've done the plan already for the next summit.
Next level, you have to push the envelope in Belize.
Oh, yes. But when people come, this is how I learned from our summit in the US. You give them the oh wow factor. When you make people say oh wow, you never again have to. They push for it. Then become your advertisers and then go tell everybody, boy, this thing here, you need to go check what happened there. Tulum or go to Vegas or go to Cancun or Panama, or, you know. You need, like I tell you right now, Louis, take a trip to Chicago with your family. Downtown Chicago, beautiful. So much.
You become the advertiser.
I'd advertise
now. You become the advertiser.
Why? Because I was positively impacted by what they put in place for me. It felt like it was worthy of my investment and my time. You never worry about how much the tour. The tour was awesome. The tour was great. I would do it again.
I'll take my lick when I return back home.
You know what I mean?
For right now, we are here.
Correct.
So we need to. But yeah.
Where is our tourism package? You know, I was just thinking about this. If you think about the capital city of Belmopan, what would a tourist come to do here? Cannot we go and tap? I was just thinking about this. So it's interesting you were talking about this issue, right? You want to tell me, Louis, we can't go get in the minds of those architects who designed something like the Strip de Las Vegas, who designed areas for tourist attraction around the world. And say, listen, I want you to design one tourism product for me, the Belmopan, one at Belize, one at San Ignacio.
Have you been to Gales Point, Manatee? It is one of the most depressing.
Yes, I've been there once for work.
Yeah, Gales Point, one of the most depressing communities. No work. No anything. Flip the coin. It's one of the most beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You have the lagoon on one side and the sea on the next side. It's one of the most beautiful places in the country of Belize.
Yeah.
You know, if the developers
would
put their hand
on,
those people would be millionaires.
That's right.
Millionaires.
Yeah.
I sat and I watched, having gone to Cancun.
Yeah.
Where you see the way how Cancun is designed, man-made design.
Man-made.
Right? And I said the closest thing that we have to this is Gales Point, Manatee.
We'll take me in this car.
We'll take the car. Let's take the car.
All right, Carla, good morning. You are on Rise and Shine.
Pleasant good morning, guys. I'm listening to you guys from over here, and I gotta say,
you're in the United States, Carla, correct?
Correct. I'm
right. Just wanted to clarify.
Pleasant good morning, Kerm. Pleasant good morning, Louis.
Good morning.
Morning.
My take on it is that Belizean, it seems as though they have a fear of adapting to changes. And whenever they're adapting, there's always someone negative in the background that's selling negativeness to them instead of they get accustomed to the changes and different stuff. Belizeans don't seem to have that this day. Whenever there's someone bringing positive change to Belize, there's always a lot of negative people in the background. Oh, this is wrong, that is wrong. All they want to do is do this and use you as this or use you as that. Belizeans have to learn to adapt to the changes. When you talk about that train will bring a lot of revenue to Belize. It will bring so much revenue. It's going to help the country a whole lot. And I would be happy to see it happen, because whenever you leave the United States and I go home, it's like a night and day.
That's right.
It's like night and day. You get off the plane, it's night and day. No, man, it's... And Louis, I was listening to you from last week when you came on, and I just admire your passion in wanting to see Belize improve and to see Belize come up to date. We need to help each other and grow. And we need to open our minds and adapt to changes, positive change that will help the country improve. Because once you start improving the country, the crime rate gonna go down. Because the younger generation gonna have a job to go to and not depending on gang leaders to lead them forward. They'll be able to think for themselves and to have somebody thinking for them and telling them, oh, go kill that person. That will make you a member of my gang. Sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. But I admire your passion, Luis. I admire your tenacity about wanting to see so much for Belize. When you go to different places and you go back home, I understand. Because when I go back home, there's a vast difference. And
you know, the red to color, negatively, not.
Exactly. So, as a Belizean, I would love to see positive changes for the younger generation. You know, I would love to see that. I would love to see that train go to Belize. That would make a huge difference because the European market, Belize will be able to get to tap into the European market when it comes to tourism.
That's right.
And they're going to help a whole lot. The revenue you're going to bring in is going to help improve in each and every way in Belize.
That's right.
So that would be a great benefit to all Belizeans in a positive way.
All right.
You know, so Belizean needs to broaden their horizon, open their eyes to see that positive things is going to come out of it instead of listening to a lot of these negative backbiters in the background talking.
That's right. All right, Carla. Well, thank you so much for calling in, man. We appreciate the input this morning.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Much appreciated, and thank you for your kind words. I just have a couple of pictures that I want to show.
Just put up the, you don't want to hide the picture there. They want to see your
That's a couple. I literally.
Like you don't want development that
just can't do. I hope the engineer, they say just can. Is there a fast way to just show some of these pictures? These are just a few. These are just what's there? That's right there. See what's there?
Oh, why? Trains. Look at the trains, Louis.
You see the Belizean. They talk about the fact that they know that if we try get the train and knock the bus man there out of
train and the bus.
Look watch out, bus after bus after bus. Look down the street. Bus after bus after bus, my brother. So and that's just a random picture. Everything is there, right? And so there is there's a lack of understanding that development in one area, they think it retards another area. No, development in one area boosts other area, because when people come for the train, they will jump off at a spot, catch a taxi, catch a something, because now they can spend a little bit more time in a particular area, because they could just jump back on the train and then go to another area. You see, so like one thing boosts the other.
But the taxi man have to innovate.
And you have to innovate. You can't if you do not innovate, you will be left behind.
Louis, as a business, Louis, we don't sell one product, you know. You can't.
You have to diversify.
You have to diversify.
Diversify or die. What? And it's the same thing with PlusTV. We are no different from that. Right? So back to the pictures. So go back to the first picture. We see the train and the bus there, and they work hand in hand. And one does not kill. See how wide that street?
Yeah.
You see how wide the street? No. That street was not always that wide. They had to knock down some building at some point in time and widen the street. That's what they had to do, and pay everybody. And that is really what the cost. If you don't plan from before, then it just becomes more expensive. But somebody will have to knock down Albert Street and widen the streets and so on. So anyway, proceed. The second picture. Let's go back. Hello. I don't want to see we know. Let's see the pictures, right? So let's go to the next picture. Right. So I just to make this, you see bus after bus after bus, and most.
There's a name for those buses. I'm trying to remember in Las Vegas. They call them the. I'm trying to remember the name. Double deckers. Yeah.
But the reason why I show this is that most of the people who are riding these buses
is a
combination of computers and tourists.
Hold on, Louis.
Yeah.
Their city alone,
this is Dublin,
becomes a university for the students, the young kids. Because listen to me, when Emmanuel lived there on Belize, the little boy, he start talk about the kind of bus when he see, your kids don't even know where that.
No, they know.
You listen to American talk, when we're going north, and then start, because just the environment within which you live becomes an educational tool for you. You get more exposed, right? And so for us, what if we language? By what I'm going to catch a bus or you understand what I'm saying? It's the structured environment.
We will fight against the national bus system. Correct? I would buy shares in a national. I'm not into bus, and I would buy shares. I would put my money in.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, right? I wouldn't mind doing it, but because of the experience we've had over the years with political leaders and corruption and conflict of interest and the trust factor, I can understand why so many operators feel the way they feel.
Yes, but go back to those buses right there. Who you think own those buses? The city?
Yeah, but the city out there no play.
Exactly.
They believe in the rule
those
of
are
law.
our city buses right there.
Yeah.
And you see how low them? You walk from the sidewalk right onto that bus. So the old, the young, the disabled, whatever, those buses right there. Right? All those buses are owned by the city. And then the city put out bonds. And then you buy the bonds, so you own a part of it too. You understand? So I'm not trashing the private buses in Belize, but you need a national, upgraded national system. That is going to make money. Without a doubt, it's going to make money. Right? So you put your money in there, so that I could do other business and my money to work. I don't have to worry about Gamili bus and they walking out, the big me to a politician to please give me one bus run. I could put my money in the national system and then let that money generate, and then you could go and follow your other passions. Right? Let's move on. I'm just talking about the concept of the national. Right. So I'm not talking about the political aspects, just the economic, concept of. Let's move on. So these are a lot of people money to work together for create that right the way you say right there. A lot of people money come together. And then they have shares in it, and then they generate income.
Man, show me two pictures. How they go on?
Yeah, let's go. All right, we're ready to move on. All right.
More pictures. So,
this is where they crowned the Irish kings many years ago. This building was at the front, older than the building in the back. You see the building in the front?
Yeah.
The older than the building is the back. Now, just that tour was about 3 to 4 hours right there.
Okay.
And that was
rich history.
Spy, amazing. Next one, St. Patrick was there for a period of time. This is just a random. So I don't know a tourist, nothing.
So the people keep their land. Look at that, the beauty, the excellence.
This is just a random picture. We're not talking about a tourist destination. This is just a fly past and I say, woo, take a picture of that. Let's continue. Many Belizeans are not keeping their properties
like that. Exactly.
And so even that can become a tourist destination in a sense, because you're driving through, like in Ireland, you're driving through the Darren Gap, and people are just driving through, and they're just eye candy, my boy. This is one spot just to show you the beauty. Let's move on. That's what I tell you. I'm just saying, when we say we don't have a product, we don't have a product. See, this is just passing through, and this is just looking down in the bay. And you can't even go there. You could spend a whole week down there. And just to pass through, just to show you look at the little islands, the little boats, the yachts parked in it, just to show you. And right there in the agriculture, and you can see the wild, everything there. So the wild is right there. The wild is right there. The agriculture is right there. The sea is right there. Everything is there. Things can coexist, Kerm. And these people are talking like you destroy one to have the other. No, that's where the engineering and the sustainable development come in. You can have your cake and eat it. If you plan. Let's move on. Just showing just some random pictures of where I have been. Look at that beach. That's a little beach right there. Watch the amount of people that are at the beach. And that other one, these small drop in the bucket on a day that is not even sunny, and then people at the beach That because you know that sunshine come and yet I can't touch the water. That's all I do. Boy, cold. Then people they go brrr and they still the bean. But so we have sea sun and sun in Belize, but you still have to develop around that product.
You have to develop it.
Have to. You have to bring the soil, bring the sand. And people don't even want to hear that. But certain spots you have to build this, bring the sand.
Yeah.
I could show you pictures of that Miami beach.
Yeah.
Well, then they bring the sand.
Yeah.
Then they bring the sand, Carm. You think you could ever bring sand to Belize without having the... Why? Make us go to the next picture.
Yeah. Wow.
Here is an example of a random... This is a random church. Where they still have mass. When I talk about beauty, next picture. Right? This is a right here. This is a random picture. This is a random picture, but you see that bridge?
Yeah.
I wonder if that bridge could be 1,000 years, 500 years, 700, very easily, and it's integrated. So it's historical, but it's still being used. Vehicle drive past that.
Yeah.
You understand? So they live in their history. Their history is not a separate part of their existence.
Yeah.
They are living inside it.
Yeah.
You see? Next one. Right? So we have to travel miles to go to a Maya ruin. For their ruins, well, they're right within the city in its existence. So easier to access, etc., etc. This is just a random road.
Yeah.
Random, just to show the beauty of the woods and so on. Next, I think, is that the last one? That's the last one. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures.
Louis, we need to develop a product. And
absolutely.
Arrogance will make us feel that we're there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes people from the outside. I've been to a lot of business trips in the United States. Around people where travel the world and have seen things and have the money and when we start have the discussion about Belize, you know what they tell me? You know? Belize is known for being a place where you dive. That's the name we have.
Yeah, way
at the ocean. People come to Belize for diving, which is good. Come to dive, but gosh, you want to tell me we can't develop an next product where cause people to want to come? We gone to Chicago, they get excited for see the bean and you hear about the famous bean in Chicago. I want to see what that is bean. The silver bean. When you get that people like crazy.
Exactly. They created an attraction.
And in the same park, they have this little one now where you have this like this
portal.
Yeah. You see the portal.
Yeah.
You open them out. Spit out. Watch out the kids and go crazy.
Yeah.
And time the man here around there, they sell the ice cream, burgers,
absolutely.
all the different food trucks line up.
Exactly.
Louis, the crowd.
Exactly.
From a product that was developed.
Yeah.
And I think, but man, now we developed for Belize.
We don't sell this out of hatred, Belize. We sell this out of love.
No, I never
love for our country. There's a portal in Dublin, and I think the portal is connected to either Chicago or one of those places where you could hail people from the next part of the world and that type of stuff.
Wow.
And then all the people in the room they sell and they buy, and the artists they play,
pictures
and put in a shilling in there, and the artists then they do the juggling and so on, and money they make. And
we gonna one restaurant, one Mexican restaurant, can sell good, I tell you, top of the line.
In Mexico, in
Chicago.
In Chicago, okay.
Louis, as I get in, my boy in there right at the door. He like, camera, can you don't know I want to take picture. You know what they're doing then? They put the sombreros and different things from Mexico. Cause as you sit here and grab that guy, that look good for you, and he pull up with the camera. 10 US.
Exactly.
10 US. And you bring up your table and you sell everybody one. By the time you walk out, I'm just saying, like when you put the right things in place, people will come. They are consider what you put. The Bible says that when the Queen of Sheba heard about the wisdom of Solomon, she left from the ends of the earth to come here of herself. It is the things that we put in place to draw people to come. And we can, you know, one of my friends, he lived in the UK, lived a lot around Ireland. And he said, Kerm, you know if Belize, our next country that up the Pine Ridge and Belize City.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's what you tell me?
Absolutely.
So the city man in the backyard of Pine Ridge, bro.
Absolutely.
Top of the hills.
Yes. I've been to Tegucigalpa, Honduras.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I said Mountain Pine Ridge.
Exactly.
Is it Mountain Pine Ridge?
Yeah.
The Beauty Honor Road, Mountain Pine Ridge. You just believe there's no kind of Mountain Pine Ridge.
And we have to develop
we have
to develop a product there too. You know, there's things that we can do, and so because we started out this morning talking about this project, right? That people hit against, and we'll come right back to the same point, Louis, that for those reasons, I have to support that thing because it's development, it's my national image. I don't want the world to think that we're foolish, that we're disconnected, we're not relevant. In many ways, that's how people see us. Because the truth is, we're way behind in so many different respects. You talk about the fact that the young athletes can go and then go play sports and when they're young they win. But when they get a league age and then you thought they start look for girl, they throw away their discipline.
Start smoke weed.
Right? They don't understand what it takes to win. And people out there want to win and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And so the competition go to a whole next level. And so people only respect you when you put in the work. If you don't put in the work, they will not respect you. We have to give them a reason to respect us. And so, for me, I want to see a whole lot more development take place in this country. Sustainable development, you know. Let's have the discussion. Let the environmentalists come and the engineers come and the political leaders come and the general public come and concerned citizens come and we have the right discussion around the table. Because you can't block. I still want to see we the drill for oil down south, Louis.
Boy.
Huh?
That the whole Guyana going ahead that we know. Guyana is gone.
All right.
GDP growth of 20.
Yeah.
20. We got GDP growth at 2% and 3%.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we had 7 or 8 because post-pandemic, whatever. But then there are 20 because of oil.
Yeah.
Right? So now then Ghana left we know. So let me three we there at the bottom. Haiti, Belize and Guyana.
Guyana. So look who we're with Haiti. Gosh. It's crazy.
We have to take a break. We'll take a break, Belize. We'll take a break. And we'll be right back watching Rise and Shine on PlusTV.
Love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
B-Box offers Benny's customers the opportunity to earn points on their purchases at any Benny's locations or its entities, such as Best Manufacturing, Benquip, Island Freight Forwarders, Benny's Contractor and Lumberyard, and B-Mart. To learn more, visit our website at www.bbox.bz. Remember, loyalty is always rewarding with B-Box. Brought to you by Benny's, quality and savings.
Japan and Belize have a very friendly relationship since years. Belize is not so big country, however, the very attractive country. And for Japanese, I think as a tourist destination, it can have also great possibility.
We have a relationship that spans more than 40 years, a little after I became independent. And we have formed a very strong relationship, one of mutual respect and support. You know that we do recognize that Japan is a country with thousands of years of history and that they are so technologically advanced. And what we admire so much about Japan is that they're prepared to share. And because of that, we've managed to develop this relationship.
The Japanese have been good to us, we've been good to the Japanese, and we can learn a lot from them, they can learn some from us. But it's just building this worldly community for everybody to live in peace and harmony.
With the JICA volunteers, for instance, many of them come to Belize to volunteer, and they volunteer in the most inaccessible areas, in the villages, and they become a part of the community. They assimilate into the community. And today we have Masaki, a former volunteer who is with us with the Belize delegation, and they feel that they become a part of Belize. And we're grateful to Japan for doing that.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only 2 national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only 2 persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, Heroes Legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Hello Bemapan, welcome back to the second segment in this series of the Trade License Act 2024. I'm Councillor Chris Enriquez, and today we'll be discussing your business productive footprint and how it impacts your trade license fee. Let's break it down. Your business's productive footprint is the square footage of the area where your operations are conducted. It excludes common spaces such as agricultural lands, lobbies, restrooms, stairways, parking lots, storerooms, and shared hallways, unless they are used for profit. Your business falls under an economic classification based on your business type. This classification, as well as your zone, will further determine the rate applied to your business.
Hi, I'm Lauren Milton. I'm the Evaluation Manager here at Bemapan City Council. I know a lot of people keep wondering what we're measuring when we visit their business. So let's take a closer look at what productive footprint looks like for the different types of businesses. As you can see, we measure the area used for business purposes only. This includes retail space, dining areas, or workspaces. For example, here's how the productive footprint is calculated for a coffee shop, a supermarket, and an office space, specifically an accounting firm. Let's take a coffee shop for instance. Here we see the kitchen, the bar, and the dining areas as productive space. What's noteworthy here is that a restaurant and an ice cream parlor has similar productive space as a coffee shop. Next, we have a supermarket. For this business, we measure the entire retail floor, including aisles, checkout counters, and display areas. The storerooms and employee break areas are excluded since they are not used to generate direct sales. Lastly, we look at an accounting firm office. The productive footprint here includes the client reception, conference rooms, and workspaces where the business's services are provided. Excluded are areas like break rooms, restrooms, kitchen, and non-operational storage. As you can see, productive footprint is the usable square footage where your business is conducted. This excludes common areas like lobbies, restrooms, and parking spaces, except in cases where these areas are used for profit. Remember, productive footprint looks different for different businesses, so be sure to accurately measure your premise to ensure your fees reflect your footprint. It is important to note that Schedule 8 of the Trade Licensing Act sets fixed trade license fees for specific classifications such as traveling professionals and auto dealers.
Knowing your economic classification and accurately measuring your productive footprint isn't the only factor in your trade license process. You must also consider that there are 4 municipal zones and that your business is located in one of them. Each zone has a different guideline that will affect the rate applied to your trade license fee. As a reminder, the new Trade License Act takes effect on January 1st, 2025. Businesses without a trade license by then are subject to penalties and fees. So we encourage everyone to apply early before the deadline, December 31st, 2024. Stay tuned to our next segment where we will answer your key questions. Thank you for watching, and let's build a prosperous Belmopan together.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris Cree. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden. It's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize.
Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful morning. And we're talking about development and potential that Belize can have. We started out with the Trend Maya, and I trust that you as a Belizean would support it. Yes, we have to make sure that the environmental as regulations are adhered to, etc. We have to make sure those things, but those are not excuses to not have something, right? The purpose of problems is not to stop something from happening. The purpose of problems, Kerm, is to find solutions. And those solutions can be so innovative that they can catapult us to the next level of existence, next level of development. And that's how development happens. Like one person come up with something, somebody else make it better, another person add something to it, the next person bring more value, and that's the human, that is the spirit of God in the human. When God breathed life into the human being. Man is not an animal. Yeah. Man is a creature made in the image and likeness of God. We are collaborators with God. I can't say we are co-creators, but we are co-creators. We take the natural things that God put in the world, and with the ability that He gave us, we have the ability to bring new things into existence which never existed before. We can't make it from nothing, ex nihilo. We cannot make things ex nihilo, but we can make things out of the pre-existing stuff that God created from nothing.
In a GLS, right? One of our faculty member said this, right? They say, we will never be able to create anything. But what we can do is recreate. and how the concept works. And I'll show you right now how it breaks down to the dollar that comes into the pocket of an individual. So you talk about what is innovation. It's when you take two known things and you make one new thing out of it.
Yeah.
You show the concept of a basin and a urinal. Right? So this one guy, he used the creative dimension of what God gave to him. And when he looked at the developed nations where people were building tall infrastructure, tall buildings, because they never have a lot of space like we do in Belize. And he thought, wait, if I can help to fix a need for that developer, in that I would give him something in his hand to be able to utilize this little space he have and get all the outcomes that he wants, then it will create a win-win scenario for him and me. So he used this concept of taking two known things and making one thing out of it. So what did he do? He took the concept of the basin and urinal and he made a basin urinal. Which means the basin goes on top, you urine in the bottom. So you urine in the bottom, when you wash your hand, it flushes the urinal, and it uses less space because in one regard you would have had a basin here and the urinal in this area, so it takes up more space. So he joined the two things. Now you only have to buy one thing, the basin with the urinal on it, and it does a multiple purpose. So the same water you may wash your hand with, it flushes the urinal, right? So, and the man showed when he did the research on how much of those units that designer was able to move, man became extremely wealthy, Louis. And so he teach the concept of that we have the ability to recreate because we can't create, so we can take two known things and make one thing out of it. And of course he gave a lot of other examples. I'm just giving you one. Right? So it was more cost efficient, effective.
One
mole, he used less space. Right? He made money and the developers made money. His product sold and the developer achieved his wishes. Solve the problem where you can put the sky rise, but now you have more space because you can take this one thing and put it in a one space and it solve multiple problems, right? So I'm just saying, when you fail to innovate, right, you unlock opportunities out for us. When we don't want to develop, you stop the human mind from thinking and processing and coming up with solutions. Because we are resilient in our design. And resilient means that you master the unknown. But the unknown have to first present itself before you can stop, think, and process and come up with a solution for it. And in the solution, everybody wins.
That's right.
Everybody wins, right? So when we don't want development, we shut down that aspect of the human creativity to come up with new ideas and to be unique in who we are, because we could say, as Belizeans, this is what we did. Here is how we created solution to a problem by our design that God himself gave to us, right? So that's why for me, Louis, I love development and I love new things. I always look at my life, I tell my wife, when my wife used to travel, you know what I do? I change something in the house. Every time I go, it come back something different. Because I want to introduce the concept of it's good to find something different.
Right.
You understand? And so I always look at my house or something and I say, how can I make this different? That's why I don't keep vehicles long. I change it. Give me a new one. Put me in a new environment. You understand? Because it helps to drive that thing in me.
It keeps your brain functioning in the spirit of change, innovation, and development.
And it's excitement, Lucy. It's exciting to live like that, you know. It's very exciting.
Be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth.
And put in the trains.
Yes, and bring the Trend Maya.
Bring the Trend Maya.
Before I hear the talk about Trend Maya that come to Belize, from I watch that, I say, I want to travel that.
I will travel it.
Exactly.
I don't want to travel first.
Exactly. I don't know if we want. They say you buy a ticket for the entire loop. So as I say that, I know one of these days, God willing, I travel that. I don't know.
Very soon for me.
Exactly.
Maybe by next week.
Exactly. So tourists, so you can't say people say, oh, you know, they make money and this. I kind of stupidness that they talk about that. That they attract me already. Many Belizeans that say, boy, we need to go up on the Trend Maya. That is how innovation takes place. So yes, it will take a little bit of time for the train to fill up, but it's going to fill up. That's how it works. If you build it, they will come. All right? We're finished for this morning.
That's right.
God bless you, Belize. Please not spin anything where we said negative. We're trying to show you that we need to develop. From all of us at Rise and Shine, God bless you. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize,